No, I'm not a religious person, but now I'm starting to believe in God. Okay, wait. It's time to jump into some more Witch Hat. Make sure you leave a like, let's do it, support, subscribe, ring that bell, and you can catch my full live reactions, everything over on Patreon. But let's jump into it. Coco learning that it's okay for her to be straight as her adoptive gay daddies take care of her. Is that our boy? Wait, is that... Look at him! You can barely tell he's there, but you can see his fucking legs. Ooh, shit. She almost skewered her own eyeballs. God damn. The thing about Coco is that she shows such an appreciation of magic that I bet most people wouldn't give a shit about this spell, which she clearly likes a lot, but doesn't want to show other people. So essentially, she just wants to make magic on her own, rather than being told how to do things. Essentially, everyone be too fucking pent up in this household. Get a good night's sleep, bitch. Hey, maybe, just maybe, if Kiefer gets a good night's sleep, he'll stop trying to murder kids. Little failure? Who the fuck are you? Do you want a fucking late-stage abortion while we're at it? You're telling me there's a giant talking Brushbuddy? Miss Tall, Dark, and Beautiful is a fucking goddess who can also dress up as a Brushbuddy? That awkward moment when our favorite gay dad has a bunch of troubled, impressionable young teens. Now, here's the thing. I fucked up, guys, and I'm going to be the first one to admit it. I am not so uptight that I can't admit to my mistakes, and this is my biggest mistake I potentially have ever made, not only for this show, but on this channel in general. I owe her a huge apology. Up until this episode, I was fully convinced Brushbuddy was indeed the main character. That Brushbuddy could do no wrong, and while I will stand by that statement, Brushbuddy can do no wrong. And Brushbuddy deserves the world and respect. This is the real MC. And if you disagree, that's okay. Sometimes it takes people a little bit longer than it does me to see the truth. But not only can she transform into a giant Brushbuddy, she a goddamn goddess. Anime is saved. Any wrongdoings you think anime currently has been purged with her addition into the show. The possibilities are endless with this. She can transform to seemingly anything she wants. And it's fucking whimsical. I honestly thought, though, it was just a giant Brushbuddy that could talk. Fuck it, we're a magical world. Who's to say a Brushbuddy couldn't accomplish great things? When she popped out of that, it reminded me, you know when you're a kid and you first discover romantic interest, you're like, wait a second. Oh, wait a second. She's perfect. I have seen the light. And if you don't see her as high ranked as I do, just know, while it may be okay to have objectively wrong opinions, it's important you keep them to yourself, okay? Now, I will say there was something about this episode that I was very pleasantly surprised with, and it comes to us from Richeh here. So, over the weeks, I have enjoyed every character that's been on screen to some degree. Some characters are meant to frustrate you, and then in terms of the apprentices, I've all enjoyed their personality. But the only two that have really had character arcs and progression with their depth has been Coco and Agat, which makes sense. They have the most interest at an initial starting point. And I figured a character like her would probably, a season 2, would eventually get developed. But they're already starting that chain, and I'm really appreciative of that fact, because as a base level personality, she has been a fun addition to the show. But once you start diving into her character and how apparently she's the type of person who just doesn't want to be confined in a box. She's very free-spirited. And there's a lot going on here, and I'm sure we're going to explore a lot over this test, that she originally wasn't going to take, but Kiefer got her to agree to it. The way she wants to do magic is to create magic, not have it be influenced by other people, and essentially just be that very free-spirited person. And I can respect it. I mean, obviously in a world with magic where a single line going off model could potentially cause Armageddon, and you may want to say, well, that's an overreaction. It's not. You have to stop being confined in the box that you assume things will be fine when it comes to these magical circles and the like. But it's really interesting, right? Because seeing her kind of crystal ribbons that she made, right? It's such a beautiful piece of magic that obviously someone like Coco is going to immediately love, given she loved press down on the tile, it lights up. She thinks that's like the best spell of all time, right? That's a spell that made her fall in love with magic. So anything like this is naturally going to be up her alley. And it's so interesting, right? Because it does flow like a ribbon, but it's seemingly made out of crystal. Her abilities and her overall desire of what she wants, it makes total sense of being that free-spirited person. But there is some things that I think fundamentals and safety, she definitely should learn from other people, but I can understand the passion of like, listen, I don't think I need an education. I can just learn on the fly. And I think if it's for something like art, absolutely. But when it comes to magic and stuff, you know, maybe you do have to listen to a certain degree. There's definitely going to be something she'll learn on this test that will be very beneficial for her, which is why Kiefer initially pushed her to do so. But I think by adding in this kind of this Richeh character arc in the middle of what I thought was just going to be an Agat-focused character arc, it's very nice because now when we get into a season 2, 75% of the apprentices will have had major focus in terms of development and characterization, meaning that it's not going to feel like any character is most likely going to be left underdeveloped. Given enough time, 2 or 3 cores, I'm pretty sure we're going to look at all the main central characters and side characters of having some pretty solid depth overall. I do have to say, this dude sucked. Apparently his apprentice fails a lot. Whatever, you can take the test once a year. So he's given up. But bro is like straight up saying, man, you want to change apprentice? Like he's acting like it's a weapon or a tool that you can like make trades for. This poor son of a bitch in the background. Kiefer's out here being like, the fuck are you saying? Like, you gotta consider the fact that Kiefer's out here borderline feeling like he's gonna murder children every other episode. And now he's back to seeming like a wholesome dad because this douchebag is just like, oh yeah, he's a piece of shit. Oh yeah, you want me to watch his test? Drop him off. Absolute scumbag. Horrible, horrible, horrible person for sure. I thought he was diabolically evil. If we see his death at some point, I'd be completely good with that. Now listen, there's going to be some people upset that I've changed my tune on Brushbuddy, and here's the thing, I will always defend Brushbuddy. I will always say Brushbuddy deserves the world. It's just, unfortunately, there is now a new king in town. Because I didn't realize there would be a woman who could also be a Brushbuddy. That's definitely fucking insane. We have an interesting test lined up. We have 3 characters with 3 completely varying different personalities. Agat is that very headstrong, I can do it, I have to do it mentality. Richeh is kind of like the, I don't want to do this shit, and if I fail or something bad happens, I'm never listening to you again, damn it, dad. And then you have someone who has no confidence. If all 3 of them manage to help the other, I think that's going to be the thing, is they're all going to have to learn something from the other, which will allow them to excel potentially. But either way, really good episode. I like the whimsical, like that's the big thing about the show is it's remained to be whimsical. The concept of the animals that they have to take care of, like they're a hybrid of like a capybara mixed with a fucking penguin mixed with like, there's so much magical wonder despite the world looking like a traditional fantasy world. You really get a sense of this feels like a magical witch environment, which is why I like stuff like Little Witch Academia and stuff like that, where it actually feels like you play into that whimsical nature, which a lot of times witches or warlocks or whatever, like, yeah, they cast a fireball, but it doesn't really feel like, you know, whether you love it or hate it, Harry Potter has a whimsical vibe about it, right? Which is why it became a cultural phenomenon. And I think that's important if you're going to have witches or wizards or whatever, make it feel whimsical, and this show's doing a fantastic job with. Let me know your thoughts down below. What did you think of the new MC, or should I say, the real MC finally making an appearance? Let me know your thoughts down below. Leave a like, share your support, subscribe, and ring that bell. But you know what, the Patreon for live reactions over there and other exclusives, because you know I got to give those video shout outs too, so my patrons make it all possible over here on YouTube. Alright, so today we got GR Valis, Santa Clore, Fozzie Wolf, Pickrick, Thor, Vi, Navenga Games, and Asa Kalas. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You all have a good one.